Okay, BZ Glass has asked to see how I make loops or hooks for ornaments and for pendants. And I do them differently depending on, I do them differently for ornaments than I do for pendants. For an ornament, I just use a simple shepherd's hook. And I'll illustrate that on this end of this point. I'm using some 8mm rod. I could use 6 or even 10 if I wanted, whatever is handy. Make sure you get a good hot seal. Then heat about a 1/2 inch of the rod. Droop it. Come back around and attach. And then burn off. Then you come in with your carbon rod, shape it up and straighten it. And that's the kind of hook I use for ornaments. Now for pendants, I do a little bit different. I've experimented with this quite a bit and I like this technique the most. First off, let me make some kind of a little disc here like a pendant. Get a gather. Pendants need to have a good solid hook. So we'll use this disc that I just made as the pendant itself. And the first thing I do for the hook is I take a piece of 6mm, that's the size I prefer, and I just flatten it a little bit. Like that. And then I weld that to the pendant, to the top of the pendant, at kind of a 45-degree angle. And once again, this needs to be a good hot seal. And then I'll draw it out. And over. This. Then I'll take my carbon rod and shape that back down and attach it to the back side of the pendant. Then I want to make absolutely sure I've got a good seal because the strength of that hook comes from it being attached on both sides. Okay? Then once I have it attached, I can do some additional shaping and straightening with my carbon rod. And also if I want to, if it's not quite as flat and symmetrical as I like, I can take my tweezers and flatten it a little bit, straighten it, get it however I like it. And particularly on pendants, the one thing you need to make sure of is that that hole is large enough for a chain and a clasp to run through it. If you make a small hole there, they're not going to be able to get a chain through it. So make sure that's large enough. Okay? And that's how I make the hooks for pendants and for ornaments. Thanks for watching.